So that took forever, not forever, but it's kind of a pain in the ass to do this. Man, I want to do the video obviously, but like to take out all the books I need to show for like for the sake of this video, to show not necessarily to show proof, but more or less just to show like an example. There you go. That was the word I couldn't find for the longest time. But I'm gonna be doing pet peeves of surrounding comics that I have. I've done this kind of video before, but I don't think I didn't get it in depth, and I think there were some things that I left out, but I have them all written down on here, so I just gotta look at them on here. I have them all listed. I'm gonna go in like the in the order of this thing. Okay, so the first one is actually a really big pet peeve of mine. So this one is, I would say, has roughly, at the most, 20 issues in it. Just kind of curious. This guy, point is, this guy is $50. He's not even an oversized hardcover. And it's $50. Yeah, it's thick, but $50. And the reason why they did that is because it's hardcover. Hardcover, first of all, it's a lot harder to get, like to rip. The binding itself, like the book itself. Obviously, the book inside you can rip easily. So 84, 85, 86, 87. Yeah, I'm gonna say roughly 12 to 15. Not gonna count them all. That's gonna take too long. So yeah, that's $50. And of course, I got it for 30. Thank God. Or else I still would not have gotten it. In fact, volume two, I'm most likely going to be waiting for. Now these guys used to be. This one's really thin too, pretty thin too. Might even be the thinnest Epic collection I have. These guys used to be $34.99. And you got a pretty thick one. And a runner-up, I guess you would say, for these epics is that the volumes are on the back. But they don't go volume by volume, in fact. So, I'll show you what I mean. So, I don't know if you guys can see that. But you see how it's not going in order. Yeah, that's not the way they want to do it. But that's not only a pet peeve. That's not only a pet peeve of mine. It's not going in order. In fact, it's more just to see, like, oh, here's Spider-Man from the Silver Age. They are going in chronological order now, but like they're releasing, let's say, Fantastic Four Volume 5 after Volume 7 has come out. They're not doing it in order. But I like that they're doing that. So yeah, this used to be $34.99, and it was a pretty good price because it's a lot of issues, like a pretty thick book, and the paper quality is damn good. The story is damn good too. This is the first printing, by the way. I was gonna trade it for the omnibus, but I decided to get about a week ago, not a week ago, like about a month ago actually. They had a huge ass sale on the Marvel Masterworks, which those are $75 a pop, and they're pretty thin too. But those, I guess, the paper quality is better. I don't know. Still, that is another pet peeve of mine. That Marvel Masterworks. I've shown you them before. They're pretty thin. It's like 12 issues, hardcover, $75. And then you get like the issue ones. Like this is $4.99, and it's just like the same amount of pages. There's actually one that was less pages than the next issue, and the next issue was cheaper. But Marvel likes to up the price on their first issues. I feel like I was on a roll here. Oh. So, and I'm glad I want to preface this, I should have said this before, but of course I like getting comics. Obviously, you should see my collection. I can't see, it's the best I can do. I'll do a complete comic collection. I'll show you the shelf too. That's how I'm going to do it. So, the first three were about the same size. This is the Deadpool complete collection by Daniel Way. and they're all $34.99. Then this thin-ass book came out. Look how thin this one is. Super thin. Super-ass thin. And they could have included the Hit Monkey issues, the ones that are included in the friggin' omnibus, which I don't have. Obviously, I got these instead. But nope, they wanted to still have the same price of $34.99 and have the book be thin-ass shit. Like, you couldn't include the Hit Monkey issues, at least? Even if it was in this one? Oh yeah, that's another thing I remember. I just get the book real quick. But yeah, like, I just don't get why they needed to put that, like I wouldn't have minded if it was just the Hit Monkey, because it was a 4-issue miniseries, I believe, or 3-issue, or something like that. It was a very short miniseries. And that wouldn't have made the book that much bigger, but at least you would have been attempting to put something else in it, because it was also by Daniel Way, and they have a Hit Monkey issue in the Deadpool ones. That's why that's why I thought they should have included it. And now these guys, I don't, did I not finish what I was saying? Basically, these are $39.99 now, and this is a thin-ass book. I feel like I didn't say that. I feel like I got sidetracked. Whoopsies. But yeah, $40 per Epic Collection. And they can be as thin or as thick as they like, and still be the same price. Because, like, these two, to make sure, yeah, these two, this one's a little bit bigger than this one, but still the same amount of issues, 13 issues each, $34.99. 13 issues. And with a sketch variant edition for one of them, so it's actually 14 issues, technically. And this one's a thin one, 12 issues, but $34.99. And the Deadpool one, it was actually a Thor book I have, that's 18 issues, and it's $34.99. That was a huge steal. And that Thor book I have is out of print. It's like $100 now. This one is perfect price, because this is $29.99 for a thick-ass soft cover like this. Of course, you do get like a little there's like some spine ticks, but I think it's that's just because of how long I've had it. You want to know how big this book is? I still haven't finished it, and I got it years ago. I got it the same day I got that X-Men Volume 2 of Marvel Masterworks. Hell, I don't even think I was doing this back then, doing it regularly. Although I think I was. I don't know. I don't remember seeing that. Although I don't usually watch my videos, so. But I will from time to time. Especially the streams. The streams I watch the most. And this one is another thick-ass book. And it's, again, $30. And yeah, these are older, but still. That's what I like. Now, this would easily be $50. Actually, there's a book that's about this size, Spider-Verse, it's misprinted. It's $50. And this is 30, and probably, hopefully, not misprinted. And this one, 12 issues, newer book, plus, so it's technically 13, because it's material from a Superman book, and $29.99. Not Newberry's price, list price. List price. Yeah, 12 plus issues, $30, new book. So it can be done. Then, of course, you get a $150 omnibus. I don't care how big it is. The most expensive an omnibus should be list price is $125, and Marvel has that down pat. Again, the only ones I've seen that are apparently that are more expensive than $125 is the Golden Age shit from Submariner, and I'll never pick up that book unless I get into the book. But I'm not a huge Golden Age guy. The most I'll read is Superman and Batman, but that's just to see how ridiculous it gets. And it's at least interesting. I'm at least interested in the characters of Superman and Batman. And, Submariner I have no interest in. I don't even want to get the Submariner I'm even reluctant to get the Submariner John Byrne book. It is out of print too, kind of, sort of. It's not like out of print, like, can't be found anywhere. It can be found somewhere. It's just, kind of expensive. I don't know why I took these out, because I already had the... Yeah, these both $34.99. I don't know why I had that out. That was just a waste. That was just a waste. Alright, see, and then this one's $75. They would never have a $75 omnibus from Marvel. And this is a pretty thick book. See, DC, for the most part, is good with their prices, except for their $150 books. Okay, so I think we got that down. So we go back to here. Price spike. You know, I showed that with the books and the other books too. And of course, you comics should be $1.99. Like for these guys, $2 each. I don't care if it's an issue 1. And of course, if they get like for more pages, like say for more pages, if they get like 40 pages, 40 plus pages, maybe you can do $3. And then not 40 plus, at 40 to 50, it should be $3. And then when it's like a 50 and a 50 to 100, then you can do whatever you want with that price. Okay, so this one is a weird one. So some of these are weird, like you probably wouldn't care. So this Hellblazer book I'm reading, it does, I like that it does this. Some of them don't, but they give you a table of contents. So it tells you when one issue starts and the next issue ends. This is not the cover they use. They just do this. So you don't know when one issue starts. Without the table of contents, you wouldn't know where the next issue starts. Now, and then the next one ends, you know, other begins, you know. But the other thing is I'm reading it like this, and I don't want to see the next page. I don't want to see the next page of the next issue. So I read it issue by issue. Again, this is a huge nitpick. So I hold it like this and like cover it up. Yep, okay. And then he went to the store. Okay, done. It's so annoying because I just like I hate seeing the next any of the words from the next issue. I'm weird like that because I feel like I have to read it then, and reading more than one issue of this per sitting is kind of annoying. I'll get into that when I get into it. So this is what I mean. Cover. Apparently it's super hard for Image to do that, because with their Walking Dead, with their I Killed Giants, I think, with IDW, with Lock and Key, Vertigo with this book, it's just so hard for them to put the covers in. And they have the audacity, some of them, to put the covers on the back, in the back. So why the hell don't you just put the covers in front of the issues? Now this is my... Now they have different variants, I guess you could say, of putting the cover on them. Some of them, it's going to be hard to do. Some of them, this is a thick-ass book. But some of these guys will do something like this, where they just show the issue cover, but don't say issue 1 or issue 2 anywhere. That's fine, because at least I can look it up on the DC app and see what the cover looks like. So I'm like, okay, that's issue 1's cover, or that's issue 2's cover. I'm done with issue 1. And then, this is my preferred way of doing it, is that they give you, drum roll, please, they give you the actual cover, how it appeared originally. And I hope you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about. It's just they're heavy books to hold for much longer than 2 seconds. But yeah, that's my preferred way of just putting the cover right there. I just don't get how hard it is for them to do that. And for the most part, Marvel and DC do show the cover. They do show the covers before the issue. The older DC books wouldn't. I guess I understand that when DC was just starting out with their trade paperbacks, like back in the day. I get it. And this one is kind of old. 2011. No, that isn't it. No excuse for that guy. No, it's not old at all. I thought it was an older one, but it's not. It's 2011. And by 2011, DC had been in the trade business for a long-ass time. So no fucking excuses there. But yeah, for those older books, like the Teen Titans ones I got, they only recently, for the recent Teen Titans book of Teen Titans 2020, Jesus, 2003 series, they just recently started doing that. One of them I couldn't, I had to read like a huge, I had to like read like 50 plus pages of this series because one of the books I couldn't find for Criminal, I had to go on this weird ass site just to see when that issue started, which is part of the reason why I didn't like that series. It's a very small part. The other 90% is because it was just pretty slow. I reviewed that already. Okay, so but yeah, I don't get how hard it is to do that, and I like when they show the actual cover that you would see if you picked up the book, like at the comic book store, because like with this one for Black Widow, just the one I saw, they have like the whole like this whole thing here. Okay, I like when they do that, so you have like more comic, I guess you could say. Well, not really. It's not my that wasn't my point. Okay, so next one. Shit. Next one I said covers ain't the issue, same thing. Aren't the same thing as the issue? I guess, like, for some of them, like, that Invisibles one, they don't show the actual comic thing? I don't know. So for this next one, and this is more specific to this, but this one collects Alias number 10 and then 16 to 21. So volume 2 didn't collect the did I do a review of this one? I don't know. They didn't collect the 10th issue for the second volume. Thank God it was completely like it wasn't connected to the next issues. It was just it was more of a standalone, and this is how the entirety of issue 10 looks. Just page after page, no word bubbles, just this script. I don't know. But yeah, like that's like what the hell? Like I don't care if this one actually the Ultimate Spider-Man, the most recent one I have, it's like 41 to 45 and then 47 to 57 or something like that. So it's missing that 46 I said. It's missing that 46th issue, which is part of the Ultimate 6 crossover, but still, just include that. Hell, include issue 46 and Ultimate 6. Call it Ultimate 6. Release it like that. Although I don't know how many issues crossed over with that. I'm unsure. But yeah, it's not that hard. And the last one is really just for Amazon themselves. So this one, I mentioned before how the paper quality is weird. That's because it's creased. It almost looks like it's, I don't know, you can't really see it for the, here, I'll show you. It looks kind of creased. It almost looks wire damaged, but it's not wire damaged, thank God. I would have freaked out. And that's because Amazon most likely put the box on something. I don't know how that happened. I don't know if that's just how that comic looks, but a better example is this Superman book. There's a little crease here. And then I have a firepower one. Oh, and some of these, like, it's not like they gave me this, you know, where that's creased there. Actually, they have. But the good thing about that one is, so I got the X-23 book. The first time I got that one, it was in terrible condition. It looked like someone had, like, given it to their 3-year-old, and the 3-year-old was careful with it, but not careful enough. You know, it was some minor tears. One of the things was, like, bent. I would have, like, I wish I could show you with a comic, but I don't want to rip up the comic. But it was, like, there was a tear, like, here. Here. I'm not going to tear this one up. But there was a tear right here, and it was bent this way. There's 2 tears right here. That's how that looked. It was, like, and the back of it was, like, creased to hell, and it was terrible condition. But I did give it back to Amazon. They gave me a replacement. The same kind of thing, same sort of thing happened with my Earth X book. It's not Earth's X, it's Earth X. I know, it's kind of confusing. But again, I got a replacement. But for something like, so let's say, but then it's good. Like I get a replacement. But it's just like the first time I get a book, it should not, at all, ever, look anything. I'm trying to find the book. No creases, no nothing. No matter how small or big. This one's really, really small, but right there. See? That's how I got it. This one was a Christmas present, so it's possible that while wrapping it kind of teared. I mean, thank God it wasn't as bad as it could have been. I actually had a dream. It's funny because it was right before I got this guy in Firepower, which also had a bit of a problem with it, which is the same package too, but it was more. I was able to fix it. But I had a dream that like I got a soft cover book and that like the entire cover was torn almost in half. It's kind of funny. Not like that funny. I'm funny at the time because that was real, but it was like when I woke up, it was like, yeah, that's weird how I had a dream about Amazon doing that because Amazon they are careful with it, but it's not careful enough. But yeah, that's about it. There's again, I love comics. And this one isn't even that much more. Like it's not like it's $50 when it was $34.99. It's $39.99 now, but just every single one really. And this one's thinner than the next one in this series. So why the hell is this one the same price as this one? It's actually a Conan one by Roy Thomas of all people. Roy Thomas, the guy I don't really like at all. And it's like a thin ass book. It's like size of smaller than this, I think. Like it's in between. In between. I want to reiterate that. In between this and this. And it's $34.99. It's like, yeah. If I needed all the more, it's like the world was saying, don't even think about giving it a chance because you'll waste your money. Not only because it's a thin ass epic collection, I think it's the thinnest one they have, but also it's Roy Thomas. I'm not a huge Roy Thomas fan. His Avengers run I don't like, and yeah, I know there's a lot of Avengers, his Avengers, and this guy, but this guy also has Amazing Spider-Man 886, which is the whole reason why I got this one, and then kind of sort of this one, but this one was just for the. This one was more or less for the Daredevil issue. It's not this one, obviously. This is the Kurt Busiek run. Yeah, these are apparently Conan is always going to be $39.99 now, and it's a 44. It's actually one that's $44.99. The most recent one is $44.99, and it's about the same size as this. In fact, if it probably looks the same as this, glancing at it like this, it's $44.99. So it's overpricing. I guess the moral story. I guess is what I was trying to say. Yeah, Marvel loves overpricing their books. But again, I like getting them. They're worth it especially when I have a lot of money. Like I remember one day I had like 2 of these. I got 2 omnibuses. Actually 3 omnibuses. So buy 2 get 1 free. That's another mini pet peeve is that why can't it be buy 1 get 1 free? And that's more for Newberry. Although I have seen other stores adopting that practice. That's it.